Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kate and today we're going to be talking about college. So first and foremost, I have my Arizona State hoodie on because that is where I am currently a student. But if you read the title of the video, you know that I've changed my major 3 times. Not 1, not 2, but 3. And there's a really good reason for that, but there's so many good reasons to change your major, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to start off by telling you my whole backstory of school, why I changed my major, what I changed it to, what school I went to, and all of that great stuff. So let's dive into it. So I ended up graduating high school in 2017, and I knew I wanted to be a nurse anesthetist. I was dead set on it. I was 100%. I ended up going to East Stroudsburg University and I went right into nursing school and I made fabulous friends. I was there for 2 years. I was doing so good. My grades were high, and then my health hit me like a train. And I ended up getting really sick and had to go to the hospital back and forth and change my medications. And there's a whole video about that I literally just filmed. So if you want to know more about my whole health experience, you can go ahead and watch that. But basically just know that I had to change my major because I physically was unable to work a hospital job. And so I ended up changing my mind and I wanted to be a elementary school teacher. My mom is an elementary school teacher and she absolutely loves it, and I am a creative person and I love creating lesson plans, and I love creating little games, or just having that, I don't know, I had a really good elementary school experience and school experience in general. I just went to public school and all of that stuff, but I absolutely loved it. My mom was my preschool teacher. We always had so much fun, and I think that's really why I wanted to be an elementary school teacher. Anyway, I went to Kutztown University. I loved that school. That is I really wish I could go back to Kutztown because I just love it. It is a gorgeous campus. Everyone there is awesome. I just loved Kutztown, and I had such a great experience there, and I wish I could go back. But basically what had happened was I was there for a little while, I believe pretty much 2 years, I think. I ended up actually, after ESU, so East Stroudsburg, I ended up going to NAC, which is the community college by me. It's actually a really good one too. I went to NAC solely so that my credits would transfer to Kutztown, because that was my whole goal the whole time, was to get to Kutztown. And I would have went to Kutztown in the first place, but they didn't have a nursing program. So I ended up going to East Stroudsburg University for that, and then I was like, since I'm not doing nursing anymore, I'm gonna get out of East Stroudsburg. That was a hard decision to make too. I had a lot of friends at East Stroudsburg, but I knew I really wanted to go to Kutztown. I've always wanted to go to Kutztown, and their elementary ed program was always really good, so I was like, I wanna go to Kutztown. So I ended up going to NAC for 1 semester, and that was a pretty good experience. I made friends there too, and it was a great program, but I was ready to go to Kutztown. Went to Kutztown, like I said, loved Kutztown, and I was there for 1 year until I got the sickest I've ever been in my life, and I had to take a full year off of school because I was so sick. And I talk about that more in my other video, so if you want to go watch it, go ahead. But yeah, I got too sick again, and I realized that my future career has to be one that I can do from the comfort of my own home. If I can't do that, I probably won't be able to stick with it long term, which is scary. I mean, when you're an adult, you need to have a career that you could rely on for financial reasons and stuff like that. Especially with my health being where it is, I have to have a good job that has good benefits to support me and the medications that I need to survive. That being said, I made a very smart decision to go to Arizona State University online. And one of my best friends did this whole program with Starbucks and Arizona State University, so I was like, oh my god, I should do that because I'm sick and tired of racking up student loans, because that will happen, just so you know. That will definitely happen. If you are taking loans, be careful, because I've racked them up pretty high at this point and I'm not looking forward to having to pay those off. But I made an executive decision to start a job at Starbucks because they pay full tuition for Arizona State University. So now I am in digital marketing, and this is something I've always loved and never knew that it was a good career to pursue until I looked into it. I've been going to Arizona State now since last October, so almost a year, and I am going to be graduating in December with my bachelor's degree in digital audiences or digital marketing. So I'm really happy to be in this space because, as you know, I'm pursuing being an influencer as well, which was my lifelong goal, and my long-term goal is to work for just myself. I've had so many fights with family members and close friends and stuff about transferring so many times and changing my major so many times because people don't understand that you're going to be stuck in that career your entire life. If you graduate with that degree, you're either going to have to go back to school, pay more money, and suffer through all the classes just so you could get another degree in something, or you could switch your major now, add a little bit more time, and still graduate with something that you love. And you really, really need to think about this. The thing I have wrong with the school system is you are expecting us to go to high school and middle school and elementary school all just taking like basic subjects that do not help you in real life whatsoever. For most of it, okay? I know that sometimes it's helpful to real life, but usually not really. Why don't they teach us how to pay taxes? Why don't they teach us how to change a flat tire? They don't teach you that stuff. I do know from my own experience that I graduated high school feeling like I don't even know what I learned. You know, I learned a bunch of useless equations that I'll never use in my life again. Or I wrote a bunch of essays on a book that I will never care about in my life again, or ever in general. But anyway, my point is, when you are in the school system from K through 12, you are taught to just learn all of the subjects and that's it. There's nothing you can do to specialize in what you actually want to do, unless you're doing a trade or if you're doing some sort of academy. Like I did a medical academy and that was helpful, but none of the other stuff I learned was. So anyway, I don't like that, and I feel like when you graduate high school, you're usually like 18 years old, right? So how is an 18-year-old person supposed to figure out what they want to do for the rest of their lives? Like till they're 60 something. I feel like there's something wrong with that, and that's why I think it's also a great idea to take a gap year. I think nowadays, especially with inflation and the economy being so bad, that I think that taking a gap year, amazing idea, unless you know exactly what you want to do. And even if you do know exactly what you want to do, like I did, it might not be the case. You might be changing your major, you might be doing whatever. But anyway, if you are in college currently and you're thinking about changing your major and you stumbled upon this video, this is the message for you. Think about all of your options. Make a pros and a cons list and list every little thing that you could possibly think of. Really go through it, and go through it with someone who you can trust. Don't go to someone who is very biased on one of the options, okay? Go to someone, like I know I went to Ryan, my fiance, I went to my like best friend Carly, went to them, and I was like, listen, my parents really don't want me to switch my major, which I understand. They don't want me to take out more loans, they just want me to be done with school. Understandable, but this is my life at the end of the day. I'm the one who has to work a job that I might not be able to physically do. And if you're in a position where, you know, maybe you started school, you're 2 years in finance and you hate it, you do not want to be doing finance your whole life, then you need to sit down and you need to ask yourself, what do you want to do? What will bring you joy? Because at the end of the day, you have to work to make money. No matter what field you're in, you're gonna have to put work in, right? So what drives you? What is something you're really interested in? Because maybe you're a finance person right now in college who absolutely loves meal prepping and going to the gym, and that's your life. Why don't you try to like go that route? Be a personal trainer, be a physical therapist, do something in your field that you really enjoy. Now for me, I realized that I do like a lot of things, and that might be the case for you too. You just don't know what you want to do. I definitely think that you should meet with an advisor at that point and really talk about all of your interests, lay it all out, and if your advisor is not a good fit, request a new one. This is your future, this is your life, you're paying for it. You need to make the decision for yourself. If you have trusted friends and family that you could talk to about this who won't drive you in one direction, talk to them. Seriously. I'm telling you this because I found it so hard to come up with the decision to change my major and to change schools. Now, just know that if you do change schools, there's a lot that goes into it. Some credits will not transfer, which is really annoying. But if it's worth it in the end for you, it's a better school, it's a better fit for you in the long run, it's worth it, 100%. And that's coming from someone who has changed their major 3 times and has gone to 4 different colleges. And I was dead set on becoming a nurse anesthetist, and I have to tell you guys, I would have been if it wouldn't have been for my disease holding me back. So if you also have health issues, just know that whatever you're getting your degree in is what you're gonna have to do. Like, you need to make sure that you have that capacity to follow through with that, because for me, I don't have that capacity. There's no way I could work 12-hour shifts on my feet as a nurse when I can barely stand up for more than 4 hours at a time without like being in horrific pain or like being exhausted and not being able to do it, because my body physically can't. Also, if you are at a point with school where you've hit specific classes now, like maybe you're a nursing student and you're like, oh my god, I'm in all of the clinical rotations now, I absolutely hate the hospital, I hate needles, I hate blood, I don't want to be around it. Do not do that to yourself. Do not say, oh, I'm just gonna go through it because my family will be so mad at me if I don't. I just want you to really put yourself first in this situation, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's gonna have to pay back the student loans if you're the ones taking them out, right? I mean, if you're in a specific situation where you're not paying for student loans or whatever, then, you know, maybe it's a different situation. But in my personal situation, I have student loans that I have to pay back. That's on me, no matter what. If I graduate with a degree in something that I do not want to do, like if I would have graduated as a teacher, I probably wouldn't have lasted more than like a year without being too sick to like fulfill that role. I would have been calling out too much. And also, to be honest, there's some jobs out there that just don't pay enough for a lifestyle that you want. If you want to live a really high lifestyle, you need to find like a good job that's going to cover that. Or if you have health issues like I do, you're gonna have to find a job that pays you well, because getting medications and going to the hospital and stuff is not cheap, even if you do have insurance. My main takeaway is that if you are a college student currently and you are in a major that you are not liking and you know that you will not be able to sustain that long term in the future, sit down and reevaluate. Whether you do it with friends, yourself, family, an advisor, or all of the above, I need you to take that step for yourself and be a little bit selfish, because sometimes we need to be selfish a little bit. Also, if you are a high school student who is about to graduate or has graduated, really consider your options as far as colleges go. Take into account all of your interests, everything you like to do. If you are very unsure, there's always a path that you can take. You can go to a community college and knock out the gen eds, because that's always smart to do. But you know, if you don't know what you want to do yet at all, I would say take a gap year and really reassess, because this is your future. You are going to be putting in so much work. College is a lot of work, and I want you to really make sure you know what you want to do before you go into it. And if you are already in too deep, so to say, you can change your mind. You absolutely can. And it might be easier if you stay at the same school that you're at already, because I made it even more complicated on myself, and I switched schools every time I switched majors too. But it still worked out for me. I'm about to graduate, and I am so happy that I am in a field that I'm going to love. I noticed that, you know, I love social media. I've always wanted to be an influencer, and learning digital marketing and analytics and stuff like that is so helpful to me and my personal brand. I've learned so much already that's been helping me, and I am so grateful for the path that my life has taken. Even though I am going through a lot with having to get surgery done and, you know, all of this stuff, I'm grateful for where I'm at right now. I definitely believe that everyone has their path and you will find it. And if you're not there right now, it's okay. And if you have to change your major, do it. And don't let anyone deter you from that. I just knew no one's gonna tell me what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. Now I switched my major, I worked a little harder, and now I'm gonna graduate with a degree where I work remote from home. I can move wherever I want, I can do whatever I want, and I don't have to physically go to a job. I don't have to worry about being too sick to work, because I will be working from home. And that was my end goal, and it is in something that I really do enjoy, and that's what matters. So I hope that this video helped. please comment down below any questions, comments, concerns, anything. Let me know. I'm here to help, and I really hope that this helped you in some way or another. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely hit that subscribe button and that like button, and let me know what you thought about the video.